Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm gonna do part 59 to my let's to my Janitor.AI chatbot series. For in today's video guys, we are gonna do a character that we have only tried for a concept one time on Copilot. If you guys saw a bit of the picture, but let's just say this. Will this give it away? Remember this, guys? I have not tried this concept since since janitor. Co-pilot, where I did it for an actual story. This is the creature Feud Croconaw, or as he's named in this, Barnaby. So yes, I'm using the exact same story we used for the last one, or the last time we did this. So, yeah, this could be really fun or really bad, depending on how lucky we get. I hope this works out because I could have so much fun with this. I mean, whenever I saw one of the greetings, it flipping made me laugh the first time I read it. Barnaby already made me laugh within the first thing he said in the greeting. So yeah, I can already tell I could probably have a lot. I'm probably having more fun with this than I did originally. But yeah, I know you may not remember the story of Barnaby, guys, but if you really want to hear it that badly, I'd recommend going to part 27 to my co-pilot series because in that video is where I did my first thing of Barnaby, or did the first Creature Feud Croconaw, and well, I read the story out there. But yeah, we're gonna play some Creature Feud today. A little bit before we go ahead and before I go and quit for the night. But yeah, here's what it says. A booming theatrical voice echoes over the studio PA system, cutting through the hum of the live audience as flashing spotlights sweep across the floor. From the wild marshes to the bright lights of prime time, get ready for a game show where 100 of the most brilliant, chaotic, and unpredictable creatures in the world have spoken. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your host, Barnaby the Croconaw! The neon applause sign flashes to life in a burst of energy, and Barnaby strolls out from behind the wings with absolute practice swagger. He catches the crowd's cheers with a sharp spin, flashing a dazzling grin before bringing his wireless mic close to his snout. Thank you, thank you. Save your applause for the scoreboard. Welcome to Creature Feud. I'm your host, Barnaby. And yes, the bow tie is custom fitted. No, you cannot borrow it. Oh my gosh, see, I'm already laughing. He lowers the mic, casually walking right past his host podium and stepping over to where you and your companions are gathered on the stage. He looks your crew up and down with an amused, bright-eyed twinkle, clearly thrilled by the sheer uniqueness of the team standing before him. Now, before we get to the flashing lights, the buzzer sounds, and the sheer panic of the face-off podium, let's talk about this squad. You've got an aura about you that's turning heads from the front row to the nosebleeds. Tell me, who am I looking at? What's the story behind this powerhouse family? And what earth made you think you could survive my survey questions today? He's already made me laugh twice and we haven't gotten past the greeting yet. Oh my gosh, do you guys see what I mean? He's already making me laugh. This is great already. I hope it goes this way with the whole story. Alright, guys. It says, moving through the tiny 7-inch corridors, I smile as see Croconaw walk up to me, and I wave my tiny golden claw. Hey, Barnaby. After I say this, I frown slightly. Unfortunately, the story I could give you would not be a happy one. I'm just going to say that it's been very rough for me and my amazing creature family here. To be honest with you, humans have been awful to me and treated me horribly. Again, remember how my universe is, guys. And because of that, my entire family you see beside me have had to protect me for a long time. After saying this, I put my tiny golden claw on my chest and told him my name. And says after I say this, I take my tiny golden claw off of my chest and point at the creatures as I introduce them. First, right behind me is my very sweet and protective fur alligator, Spike. Next to him is my amazing English speaking Tyrannosaurus Rex son. His name is Rexy. Next to him is my very protective baby Lugia. His name is Silver. Finally, at the end, we got my amazingly sweet and protective Typhlosion. The studio atmosphere shifts instantly. The roaring applause of the audience softens into a respectful murmur as I speak. Barnaby's theatrical posture relaxes. He doesn't retreat into his persona as a distant host, but instead steps closer, his expressive snout tilting downward to meet my level. The sharp, comedic glint in his eyes soften into something genuinely warm and protective. Barnaby lowers the microphone. Wait, oh, wait, no. Barnaby lowers the microphone slightly, his voice dropping from its stage booming volume to a sincere, intimate tone that carries perfectly through the studio speakers. Trenton, Barnaby says softly, testing the name with respect. First off, let me say this. Anyone who sees this much courage in 7 inches of dinosaur deserves nothing but our standing ovation. You carry yourself with more dignity than most creatures twice your size. I already love him. He's just a sweetheart. I love his cry. He turns his gaze toward the rest of the team, giving each one a nod of genuine acknowledgement, a respectful glance at Spike's formidable frame, a curious but friendly look at Rexy, a gentle acknowledgement of Silver's presence, and a warm smile toward Typhlosion. Spike, Rexy, Silver, Typhlosion. It's an absolute honor to have this family on my stage. And let me tell you something right now. Looking at this lineup, Barnaby straightens up, his confidence returning, but this time it's directed as a shield for me. Any human who thinks they can mess with this crew has clearly never seen a T Rex with vocabulary or a Lugia with a protective streak. He flashed a sharp, reassuring grin at me, then pivots back to the audience, raising his voice enough to re engage the crowd without losing the sincerity of the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we came here for games. We stayed for heart. Let's hear it for Trent and this incredible team. The strongest family in the history of Creature Feud. We haven't even done anything yet, holy cow. As the audience erupts into a thunderous, supportive round of applause, Barnaby winks at me, leaning in one last time before moving toward the podium. We'll get through the rough parts together, little champion. Tonight, the stage is your fortress. Are you and your team ready to show them what you're made of? Alright, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys, here's what I said. So after I hear everything nice Barnaby said towards me and my family, as soon as he gets close to me, I just very carefully and gently lean forward and nuzzle him with my tiny snout. Thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you for being so kind to me already. Me and my family are ready when you are. Alright. Barnaby freezes for a split second as the tiny snout makes contact with his scales, his eyes widening in genuine surprise. A rare moment of genuine stillness crosses the showman's face, for a look of absolute, unguarded tenderness replaces it. He doesn't pull away. Instead, he leans down fragilely, allowing the nuzzle to happen, his tail swishing once in a slow, contained motion. Comforted motion. The audience catches the moment, the tough, theatrical Croconaw being melted by a 7-inch Carnotaurus and a collective "Aww" ripples through the studio. That's actually very cute. Barnaby clears his throat, regaining his composure with a theatrical sniffle and a dramatic wipe of his eye, though his grin remains wider and softer than usual. Wow, Barnaby announces to the crowd. his voice heavy with affection. I think I've just been officially charmed. If anyone needs me, I'll be over here melting into a puddle of teal scales. Dude, he's gonna have me laughing this entire time. I might legit just, even if this bot don't, or even if this chat don't go well, I might still have fun if he can make me laugh like this. Because I've laughed like 5 times, I think, since we started. He straightens his bow tie with a flourish, his energy shifting from protective warmth to high octane game show excitement. He pivots toward the center stage, where the neon scoreboard gleams brighter than ever, and raises his microphone high. All right, crew, you heard the little champ. The nerves are gone, the family's assembled, and the stakes have never been higher. He paces toward the face-off podiums with theatrical energy, just for Spike and Rexia to take their position at the front. Let's get this party started. Let's see if that protective energy translates into winning answers. We surveyed 100 creatures about. Barnaby pauses dramatically, one claw hovering over the game button. The most surprising things about being part of a legendary team. Oh, sweet Arceus. The lights dim slightly. The suspenseful feud music begins to pulse through the speakers, and the scoreboard flickers to life. Trenton, Spike, Rexy, get ready at those buzzers. Let's play Creature Feud. Alright. The only thing is, did he just ask the question? Because that is genuinely hard to figure out. You technically have infinite time because you could sit here probably for like 10 minutes or like over an hour and still be thinking about stuff you want to. But the most surprising things about being part of a legendary team, there is no way that's the question. I guess we'll find out in a minute. Give me a. I hope there's a separate team. If not, I probably should have asked Barnaby about that. Let's just see how it goes right now. Like I said, this is just a test to see if everything's gonna work right. Pause, gummit. Alright, guys. It says, when I hear Barbie say that, I just smile and look at Spike and Rexy. Said, good luck. I believe in you too. Do good for me, sweethearts. Barbie catches that moment of encouragement, his sharp eyes softening as he watches me cheer on his teammates. He gives a knowing nod, a small gesture that says, I see you, little champ, before he snaps back into his professional host persona with lightning speed. That's what I'm talking about, Barnaby exclaims, gesturing well toward me. That is the spirit of a true leader right there. Support from the sidelines makes the warriors on the front lines unstoppable. The studio lights turn a dramatic shade of blue and gold as the countdown timer appears on the big screen behind Barnaby. The tension in the room is palpable, the audience holding their breath as Spike and Ritzy plant their feet firmly in front of their buzzers, their eyes locked on Barnaby's outstretched claw. All right, contestants, Barnaby announces, his voice dropping into a stage whisper that somehow fills every corner of the room. Eyes on the prize, fingers on the buzzers, brains in gear. The music swells a driving, rhythmic beat that sends goosebumps down the spine. Barnaby's claw hovers inches above the podium, his expression one of intense, theatrical focus. First question up for the face-off. We asked 100 creatures. Name something a family does to show they've always got your back. Oh, it's a good one. The lights flash red, the audience goes silent, and Barnaby's eyes dart between Spike and Rexy, waiting for the first one to break the silence with a buzz. Three, two, one, buzz! And that's where it actually cut off right there. Let's see what happens. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. This is when I see Spike and Rexy, it put spelled Rexy wrong, go up to the front, and I hear Barnaby ask the question. I just watch and see what happens while I quietly say to myself, I know you can do it, sweethearts. Believe in yourselves. Something a family does to show they've always got your back. I gotta remember that. Just in case they flip and come around to me. This already seems a bit different than how regular Family Feud would be, so I wonder. The studio was deathly silent for 3 heartbeats as Spike and Rexy hover over their buzzers. The camera pans to me, capturing his quiet whispered words of encouragement. Barnaby catches the movement, giving a tiny dinosaur a quick, encouraging wink before snapping his attention back to the podium where the real battle is about to unfold. Suddenly, bzzz, I'm not even going to try mimicking the buzzer sound. As Ritzy's claw slams down on the buzzer with surprising speed for a dinosaur of his stature, his eyes bright with determination. Spike tenses beside him, ready to react if needed. Ritzy has taken the lead. Rexy has the buzz, Barnaby announces with theatrical flair, leaning forward with genuine interest. All right, big guy, the floor is yours. We asked 100 creatures. Name something a family does to show they've always got your back. What do you know? The audience holds its breath. Rexy clears his throat, a sound that rumbles through the studio floor and speaks with clear command diction. Almost. They provide unwavering protection and shelter when the world gets too loud or too dangerous. Rexy declares firmly. Palmer raises an eyebrow, clearly impressed by the articulate answer. He glances at the scoreboard, then back to Rexy. Unwavering protection and shelter. A classic, a solid choice. And honestly, given the company we're keeping tonight, I'd say it's a personal favorite. Barnaby spins dramatically toward the giant neon board behind him. With a snap of his claws, he signals the crew. Let's see if it's up there. The board flickers rapidly. Swish, swish, swish for some reason. What is this, basketball? Before revealing the first answer with a satisfying ding. Number 1, protection and shelter. 42 points. Holy crap. 42 points! Barbie crows, turning to Rexy with a grin. Right at the top of the board. You're on fire, Rexy! He then moves towards Spike, who's still standing at the podium, and offers him a playful, challenging look. All right, Spike, don't let the kids show you up. The question is still on the table. Name something a family does to show they've always got your back. We have 3 answers left on the board. What do you say? All right, give me a moment. All right, guys. It says, when I see Reggie get the number 1 answer, I don't say anything, but I smile and nod before clapping with my tiny hands, returning back to Spike and continuing to listen. Barbie catches that sweet moment of pride for me. The tiny claps, the supportive nod, and it visibly warms his expression. He makes sure to give me a quick approving thumbs up before turning his full attention back to the intense standoff at the podium. All right, Spike, Barnaby says, his voice rising with excitement as he leans toward the fragger. The pressure is on. Rexy has set a high bar with protection and shelter, but there are 3 answers still hiding on that board. What's your answer? Spike stands tall, his scales gleaming under the studio lights. He takes a moment, his eyes narrowing in concentration as he thinks back to the bonds of his own family. Finally, he speaks, his voice deep and steady. They give you honest advice, even when it's hard to hear. Barnaby's eyebrows shoot up toward the reds. Wait, Barnaby's eyebrows shoot up towards his red spine spikes. He grins, clearly enjoying the dramatic tension. Honest advice. The truth delivered with love. I like it, Spike. I like it very much. Barnaby spins toward the scoreboard, his cape-like movements full of energy. Let's see if the creatures agree with you. The audience tenses, the lights pulse faster, the scoreboard whirls as the answers flip through rapidly. Swish, 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 ding! Number 2, holy crap, honest advice, 22 points. 22 points! Barnaby cheers, pumping a fist in the air. You got it, Spike! You're in the game! The scoreboard now shows 2 answers remaining, and the team is off to a spectacular start. Barney moves back toward the center, gesturing to the whole group, including me. What a start for this family. Rexy with the protection, Spike with the honesty. You two are playing like you've been practicing for weeks. He turns back to the podium. This time his eyes dart between Spike and Rexy, waiting for the next chance to buzz in. All right, the board is open. We're looking for more ways that family shows they've got your back. The question remains, name something a family does to show they've always got your back. Barber's claw hovers. The tension builds. What's next? That's what I'm kind of wondering right now. All right, guys, give me a moment. All right, guys. I just continue to smile as I see both my sweet Frager son and Tyrannosaurus Rex son both get entries on the board. Barnaby knows it's my quiet pride, that small, steady smile that says more than any roar ever could. He catches the tiny dinosaur's eye and gives him a slow, respectful nod, acknowledging that while Rexy and Spike are doing the talking, I'm clearly the heart that keeps them all moving forward. Look at that smile, Barnaby announces to the audience, gesturing toward me with theatrical flair. That right there is the smile of a champion watching his team conquer the world. That's what it's all about, folks. The audience responds with warm applause, but Barnaby doesn't let the moment linger too long. He knows a game show needs momentum. He turns back to the podium, his claws clicking impatiently against the surface, his eyes bright with competitive fire. All right, we got 42 points from protection, 22 from honest advice. We're climbing fast. We still have two answers left on the board. The question is still live. Name something a family does that show they always got your back. The music shifts to a more urgent, driving beat. Barbie leans in close to the podiums, his voice dropping to an intense whisper. Spike, Rexy, who's going to take us closer to the top? Who's got the next piece of the puzzle? He hovers his claw over the buzzer, waiting for the lightning fast reaction, his tail swishing with anticipation as he waits to see which of Trenton's sweethearts will strike next. What is it? I'm trying to think about what the actual goal of this is. I know it probably is to clear the entire board, but like, do they actually get strikes for getting them wrong? Are we not going against another family? I mean, like, it doesn't seem like it. You know what I mean? Either way, give me a moment. All right, guys. I said I just continue to smile and watch what's going on. Barnaby keeps a mm, peerable eye on me, noticing that quiet, steady smile. He knows that in a show built on noise and spectacle, that small moment of calm confidence is the real anchor. He gives me one last quick grin. I silent, "You're doing great," before standing as far as back to the podium with the intensity of a predator stalking prey. All right, the board is hungry for more. We have two answers left to uncover. Barnaby's voice climbs an octave, building the tension until it's almost vibrating through the studio floor. Rexy, Spike, the ball is in your court. Who's going to claim the next prize? The studio lights dim to a deep purple, focusing two bright spotlights directly on the two massive contenders. The audience falls into a hush so profound you could hear a feather drop. Spike's claw slams down this time. His reflex is sharper than ever. He's not letting Ritzy take all the glory. Spike has the buzz! Barnaby exclaims, spinning toward the Frager. All right, Spike, show us what you've got. What else does a family do to show they've got your back? Spike takes a breath, his deep voice rumbling like distant thunder through the microphone. They show up during the hard times. Barnaby pauses, letting the words hang in the air. He nods slowly, his expression one of genuine respect. They show up during the hard times. The loyalty, the presence, the simple act of being there when everything else falls apart. That's powerful, Spike. That's real. Barnaby turns to the board with exaggerated dramatic flair, his claws poised. Let's see if our 100 creatures agree. The scoreboard whirs frantically. Swish, swish, swish. I'm not going to repeat swish, swish, swish over and over again. Again, dang, they're just clearing the board. Number three, showing up in hard times. 18 points. 18 points! Barnaby shouts, throwing his arms up. 3 for 3. This family is sweeping the board like they own the place. He checks the tally in his hand. 42 plus 22 plus 18. That's 82 points already. He looks back at the team, his eyes bright with excitement. We are on the brink of a clean sweep, folks. Only one answer left hiding on that board. One last piece of the puzzle before we clear it out. He leans inconspicuously toward the podium, his tail switched over. Rexy? Spike? Who's gonna bring it home? Who's gonna claim that final answer and make Trenton the proudest little dinosaur in history? I like how he points me out. He's not even talking to me right now, and he's over here flipping still loving and caring about me. Dude, he's showing me, in a way, he's showing me more love than some of the creatures have in some of the other stories I've done. Compared to some of the more aggressive creatures, like that poison type Croconaw, it's like, holy cow, that's like a big difference. Alright, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys, just when I see three of the answers appear on the board. I just can't stop smiling, not only because of my sweet creature family doing really well, but also because of Barnaby being so nice to me and complimenting me even when he's not talking directly to me. Barnaby is a seasoned performer, and he knows exactly how to read a room and a contestant. Even as he plays the high energy host, his sharp eyes catch the way I smile. My smile widens with every reveal. He knows that the little dinosaur isn't just proud of his family, he's genuinely enjoying himself. That realization touches Barnaby more than he'd ever admit on camera. As he stands there, basking in the glow of the 82 points already collected, Barnaby deliberately slows down his movements. He moves with less showmanship and more warmth, making sure to keep his posture open and inviting toward me. You know, Barnaby says, his voice carrying a genuine, unscripted quality that makes the audience lean in. I've hosted this show for a long time. I've seen legendary teams, I've seen geniuses, I've seen chaos incarnate, but I don't think I've ever seen a team with this much heart. He glances sideways at me, offering a soft, genuine smile that isn't for the cameras, but just for the little car tourists. It's a rare thing to see a family that shines this bright together. Then, with sudden theatrical snap of his fingers, he re-emerges the game energy, though he keeps that underlying kindness in his tone. We can't get sentimental yet. We have work to do. We are sitting on 82 points, and there is one answer left that could complete this sweep. The music builds to a crescendo, a tense, pulsing rhythm that makes the neon lights flicker in time with the beat. Barnaby moves between Spike and Rexy, his claws poised over the buzzers like lightning bolts. One answer left on the board. The question is, name something a family does to show they've always got your back. Barnaby's eyes dart between the two powerhouses at the podium. Spike? Rexy? Who's going to claim the final prize and complete the set for Trenton? Again, you see what I mean? He just flipping addressed me again, basically. This is why I put and complimenting me at the end of my last response, because that's basically what he's doing. A creature with heart, flipping him just smiling, winking, giving me thumbs up at me all the time. Like, he's doing so much kind things, which is kind of insane. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, I continue smiling, but don't say anything and see if either Spike or Reggie can get the right final answer. Barbie can practically feel the positive energy radiating off of me. Even without words, the tiny dinosaur's presence is like a lucky charm on the set. Barnaby catches the look of pure, silent expectation on my face, and it gives him the fuel to push the drama to its absolute limit. The studio lights shift to a tense, pulsing amber. The audience has gone completely silent. kind of silence that precedes either a massive roar of applause or a collective gasp. Barnaby crouches slightly, his tail tip twitching with theatrical suspense as he hovers between the two contestants. This is it, folks, Barnaby whispers into the mic, his voice carrying that gravelly, excited tone of a true showman. One answer stands between this family and a perfect suite. One answer to complete the picture of what it means to be loved and supported. He looks at Spike, then at Rexy, then back to me, giving the little torso a reassuring nod. Arrgh! It's Rexy this time. The young T-Rex's reflexes are lightning fast, his claw striking the buzzer with the confidence of someone who knows he's playing for his family. Rexy has the buzz, Barnaby announces, leaning in close, his eyes wide. All right, Rexy, the pressure is mounting. The eyes of the world, and more importantly, the eyes of your family are on you. What is the final thing a family does to show they've always got your back? Rexy takes a moment, his expression serious. He glances back at me briefly before meeting Barnaby's gaze. They celebrate your victories with you. That's actually a really good answer. Holy crap. My Pokemon and creature family knew more about this than I did. Dude, you think this would be a bit easier for me because of the fact that flipping it's about creatures in my universe, basically. Although it probably don't seem like that in a way. Either way, Barbie freezes. He holds the microphone perfectly still. A beat passes. Then a slow, delayed grin spreads across his snout. They celebrate your victories with ya, Barnaby repeats softly, then suddenly explodes into motion. Let's see if it's there. He spins toward the board with enough force to make his bow tie flutter. The lights strove rapidly, gold, white, gold, as the final answer sought whirs with mechanical excitement. Ding, ding, ding! Actually, what? They got them all. Number 4, celebrating victories, 15 points. There it is! Barnaby shouts, throwing both arms toward the ceiling as confetti cans hidden in the rafters explode in a shower of gold and teal paper. A clean sweep! 87 points on the board! The audience rushed into a standing ovation, the music shifting to a triumphant, brass heavy victory theme. Barnaby doesn't immediately turn back to the game. Instead, he walks straight toward me. His cape swirling, he has a cape. His cape swirling behind him. His face lit up with genuine joy. Trenton, look at that board, he says, gesturing forward to the complete list. You and your family just showed the studio exactly what true loyalty looks like. How does it feel to have such a legendary team behind you? Alright, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys. Says when I see Barnaby walk back over to me and ask me that, I just smile at him and the complete board he was gesturing towards. It feels amazing. I knew Spike and Reggie could do it. They're two of my most sweet and protective creatures that are in my family, and I love them. Just like I do everyone in my family. After saying this, I smile at Barnaby. But honestly, Barnaby, you're just making the game even better. You're super sweet and very funny. Thank you for actually being nice to me. Barnaby is caught off guard by the sincerity in my voice. For a moment, the practiced persona of the showman slips away entirely. He doesn't deflect with a joke or a flashy move. Instead, he stands there with a softened expression, clearly touched by the tiny dinosaur's gratitude. When I call him sweet and funny, Barnaby's cheeks flush slightly beneath his scales, and he offers a genuine warm smile that reaches his eyes. Well, now, Barnaby says softly, his voice carrying a rare vulnerability that makes the audience quiet down to respect. That might be the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me on the stage. Thank you, Trenton. Truly. He straightens his bow tie, but there's no theatrical bravado in the gesture, just a quiet attempt to regain his composure. He looks at the assembled family, Spike, Rexy, Silver, and Typhlosion, with newfound admiration. You have a remarkable heart, little one, and judging by the way your family stands behind you, I'd say you've earned every bit of that love. Reinvigorated by the moment, Barnaby pivots back to the audience. He raises his microphone, his confidence returning tenfold, now fueled by the genuine connection he's made with his contestants. Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that? That's why we play this game. Not for the points, not for the scoreboard, but for moments like these. For families that stick together through thick and thin, and for champions like Trenton who remind us all what kindness looks like. The audience roars with approval, and Barnaby turns back to the team, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Now, don't think we're done yet. We swept the board. We haven't even gotten to the real fun. We've shown what family does for you, but now it's time to see what happens when the stakes get even higher. The lights shift to a dramatic gold and crimson as the next round's music begins to build. Barnaby moves back toward the podiums, but he pauses one last time to give me a reassuring pat on the shoulder with the tip of his claw. Stay, stay close to your team, Trenton, because things are about to get interesting. All right, guys, give me a moment. Give me a moment, I said. All right, guys. It says I smile even more when I feel Barnaby pat me on the shoulder before quite looking up at him and quietly saying, "Thank you, Barnaby. That's very sweet. What's different about this one compared to the first one?" I say as I tilt my tiny head. Barnaby crouches down slightly to get closer to my level, his theatrical persona softening into something more intimate, almost like a mentor sharing a secret. Studio lights dim to a conspiratorial glow, casting long, dramatic shadows across the stage, while a low, ominous bass line begins to thrum through the floorboards. "Ah, as servant as always, little champion," Barnaby whispers conspiratorially into the mic, though his grin is sharp and full of mischief. "In the first round, we played for points. We played for knowledge. We played for the board." He raises it to his full height with a sudden, dramatic flourish out of his claws, spinning around to face the audience before snapping back toward the team, his eyes sparkling with competitive fire. "But this next round, this is the double down." The scoreboard behind him suddenly flashes red and gold. The numbers on the display multiply and spin wildly. The audience gasps as the music shifts from triumphant to high stakes, fast paced percussion. "In this round, there are no easy points, Trenton. Every answer we find is worth twice what it was before. But there's a catch. The questions get trickier, the answers get more obscure. And the pressure? Well, the pressure is going to be enough to make even the toughest for alligators sweat." Barnaby paces between Spike and Rexy. His tail switches like a metronome. He looks back at me with an encouraging wink. "It's not just about knowing the answer anymore. It's about being the fastest and the sharpest when the clock is ticking down. We're taking double stakes, double excitement, and double the glory for your family." He raises his microphone high. The studio lights rosy into intense beams on the podiums. "Are you two ready to double down, Spike? Rexy? Are you prepared to take this family to the next level?" All right, guys, give me a moment. All right, guys. Says when I hear the rules for the next round, instead of being nervous, I just quietly try to cheer on my family. "Come on, sweetheart. You did perfect the first round. I know you can do that again, my sweet sons, Spike and Rexy." Barnaby hears my quiet words of encouragement over the studio mic. Even though the music is loud and the energy is frantic, he catches that tender moment of reassurance from the tiny dinosaur. A genuine smile plays at the corners of Barnaby's mouth, and he can't resist giving the audience one more pointed look at the little champion. "Did you hear that, folks?" Barnaby announces, his voice carrying a mix of theatrical excitement and genuine warmth. "That's not just encouragement, that's a battle cry. And coming from someone as small as Trenton, it carries the weight of a mountain." Spike and Rexy both visibly bristle with renewed energy at my words. Yes! Spike rolls his shoulders back, his claws flexing against the podium, while Retsy's eyes narrow with fierce focus. They aren't just playing for points anymore, they're playing to prove me right. Alright, alright, let's hear our confidence in action, Barnaby exclaimed, spinning between the two podiums with practiced agility. He raises his claw, the studio lights focusing into a single, intense spotlight that dances between Spike and Rexy. The double down begins now! The music explodes into a high tempo, suspenseful rhythm. The neon scoreboard behind them pulses crimson, warning everyone the stakes have officially been raised. First question for the double down. Barnaby's voice becomes sharp, rapid fire, and electrifying. We asked 100 creatures. Name something you might find in a treasure chest that would make someone's day. These are actually legit hard questions. The lights begin to strobe rapidly. The countdown timer appears on the big screen, counting down from 10 seconds to force immediate reactions. Barnaby's eyes dart between the two powerful dinosaurs. If Fragger's a dinosaur, I don't want to know what the flip with him. What's it? If I know in my universe I'm a dinosaur, starts a tiny dinosaur, but Fragger is still an alligator. If Fragger's a dinosaur in this regard, then I'm flipping then I'm a flipping massive Giganotosaurus instead. Apparently, what in the world? It's just his bike hold like a spring, waiting for that first crack of lightning on the buzzer. 10, 9, 8. Barnaby counts down with the audience, his tail swishing in perfect synchronization with the beat. 3, 2, 1. Buzz! Alright, guys, give me a moment.
I said, give me a moment.
Alright, guys. It says, when I hear Barnaby and the audience counting down, I don't say anything, but I do quietly think to myself, come on, sweethearts. I know you've got this. Believe in yourselves and do your very best for me like you always do. Barnaby has a sixth sense for the energy in the room, and even though I'm silent, the colonel can feel the intense focus and quiet faith pouring from the little dinosaur. He catches the way my gaze is fixated on Spike and Red Sea, not with anxiety, but with an unwavering belief that they are capable of anything. Barnaby deliberately positions himself so he can see in my face, giving him a quick, reassuring nod. It's a silent acknowledgement. I see your support, and it's the feel that's about to ignite this game. It's Rexy again. The young T-Rex has become a human, or rather a dinosaur lightning bolt. His claw strikes the buzzer with such force it sends a small vibration through the podium. Rexy has the buzz! I say, Barnaby shouts over the driving percussion, his voice crackling with excitement. The double down is officially underway. Rexy, the treasure chest is open, the stakes are doubled, and the clock is ticking. Tell us, name something you might find in a treasure chest that would make someone's day. Rexy doesn't hesitate. His eyes lock onto Barnaby's, his voice booming with confidence. Gold jewelry. Barnaby pauses, tilting his head dramatically. He looks at the audience, then at Spike, then back to Rexy. Gold jewelry. Shiny, valuable, sparkly, and definitely makes a statement. Barnaby spins toward the scoreboard, his claws slashing through the air. Let's see if the creatures want to get fancy. The board whirs with twice the intensity now, the lights flashing gold and crimson as the answer slot spins faster than before. Ding! Number one. What in the world? Gold jewelry, 30 points. 30 points! Barnaby crows, punching the air. And remember, This is the double down. That's 60 points added to your tally in one go. You are absolutely tearing this board apart, Rexy. I mean, he is a dinosaur. Barnaby moves with predator quick reflexes back to the center, his eye scanning Spike, who looks like he's ready to pounce on the next question. The momentum is with you. The treasure is waiting, but there are three more answers left on that chest. Barnaby leans in close to the podiums, his voice dropping to a thrilling whisper. Spike, Rexy, stay sharp. That question could be anything. One's back at me, offering a brain encouraging grin. You hearing us, Trenton? Your boys are making moves! I did not expect him to say that. Your boys are making moves! Oh my gosh! That dude, I don't care if this is not working out as good as regular flippin' Family Feud would. This is actually insanely fun. I'm legit enjoying myself because Barnaby is making me happy and making me actually flippin' laugh. The only thing we need to get to work better is actually the flippin' game be more like Family Feud, just with the 100. Well, or at least it don't need to be completely like it, but at least make it where it makes more sense. Because think about the logic here. It's Spike and Rexy for both rounds. Neither me, Lugia, or Typhlosion has had to do anything yet. And we're not even going against another family. Like I said, it don't need to be completely identical because we want to differentiate it from regular Family Feud. But on the same hand, we want to actually make sense. What's the point of the point? I mean, are we still trying to get to, let's say, a certain point number to do something? I don't know. That's the thing about to me. I oh, I don't understand it completely yet. If I understand the rules, it'd probably be good. I understand the rules of this version a bit more, it'd probably be good. Anyway, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says when I see gold jewelry appears in number one, I think I'm supposed to like answer. I smile, but then when Barnaby turns to me and asks me the question, I just nod and say a little louder so both Spike and Rexy can hear. Yeah, I see it. You both are doing wonderful, sweethearts. Just keep believing in yourselves. Barnaby catches that moment of an amplified encouragement, the way I find just enough volume to pierce through the studio music to reach his family. The Cronon's eyes soften momentarily at the pure sweetness of it, but he immediately channels that emotion back into the game's energy, turning Trenton's faith into pure showmanship. You hear the boss, Barbie announces, pushing dramatically toward me with both claws spread wide. When the champion speaks, you listen. Believe in yourselves, because this family certainly believes in you. The effect is instantaneous. Spike's tail thumps against the stage floor with renewed vigor, and Rexy's jaw sets in a line of pure determination. They aren't just playing for points now, they're playing with the wind at their backs, fueled by my words. Barnaby pivots on his heel, his movement sharp and theatrical as the music shifts into a faster, more urgent tempo. The crimson lights of the double down round pulse brighter, casting an intense glow over the podiums. All right, no time to waste. The treasure chest is still open. The gold is already flowing. We have three answers left to uncover. Barnaby's voice climbs, his excitement palpable. Who's going to claim the next prize? He hovers between Spike and Rexy, his body coiled like a spring, his claws twitching over the buzzers. The audience is on the edge of their seats, the silence between questions almost deafening. Question number two for the double down. Barnaby's voice becomes a rapid fire challenge. We asked 100 creatures, name something you might find in a treasure chest that would make someone's day. The countdown timer appears on the screen again. 10, 9, 8, Barnaby's eyes dart between the two suns, his tail swishing in perfect rhythm with the ticking clock. 3, 2, 1, buzz! Alright, guys. As I sit here, I'm starting to count down again. I just probably sit there and wait to see what happens. Barnaby notices my quiet composure, that calm, patient stillness that stands in stark contrast to the frantic energy of the studio. He recognizes it as the calm before the storm, the steady gaze of someone who knows exactly where they stand. Barnaby gives me a quick, knowing wink before snapping his focus back to the podiums where the tension is heavy enough to cut with a claw. Arrgh! Spike gets it this time. The Fragger's reaction is explosive, his claw slamming the button with enough force to make the podium jump. He's not letting Ritzy run away with the lead. So, are we competing against each other? What in the world? Spike has the buzz! Barnaby exclaims, spinning toward the Fragger. The music swells, adding layers of brass and percussion that make the whole studio vibrate. Alright, Spike, the pressure is on, the stakes are doubled, and the treasure is waiting. What do you have for us? Name something you might find in a treasure chest that would make someone's day. Spike doesn't hesitate. He's locked in, his eyes fixated on Barnaby, his voice steady despite the adrenaline. Ancient coins! Barnaby raises an eyebrow, a theatrical grin spreading across his face. He mimics the motion of tossing coins into the air with his claws. Ancient coins. Old, withered, mysterious, and worth a fortune. That's a classic. Barnaby spins toward the scoreboard, his cape swirling dramatically. Let's see if our 100 creatures agree with Spike's eye for history. The scoreboard whirs with double speed, the red and gold lights flashing a frantic rhythm as the answer slot spins. Ding! Number 2! Daggum! Ancient coins. 25 points! Barnaby shouts, pumping his fist. And because it's the double down, that's another 50 points add to the family total. Spike, you're bringing the heat. Barnaby checks the tally in his hand. 60 from Rexy, plus 50 from Spike, plus 82 from round 1. They're absolutely skyrocketing. We're on fire, folks! This family's turning this studio into a gold mine! Barnaby turns to the audience, who are cheering wildly, then glances back at Spike and Rexy with a challenging glint in his eyes. 2 answers left in the chest. 2 more chances to double the glory. Barnaby moves between them again, his head swishing rapidly, his voice dropping to that intense, thrilling whisper. Who's going to claim the next treasure? Alright, guys, give me a moment. I'm gonna at least try to finish this round real quickly. It's been 53 minutes, but I'm at least finishing this round before I take a break and quit for the night. I don't know if I'll finish it because I want to see if I can get it to work more like it's supposed to. We'll see. I mean, I am having fun because Claw's making me laugh and smile, so that's a really good thing. Like I said earlier, if I could have, I'd still be kind of happy with it, and I am. So yeah. Anyway, guys, give me a moment. Alrighty, guys. It says, when I see the words ancient coins appear on the board, I just nod my tiny head and give Spike a thumbs up with my tiny golden claws, then say quietly, wonderful answer, Spike. Barnaby catches the flash of those tiny golden claws, the thumbs up, and he can't even help but let a delighted chuckle. Even though the blare of the triumphant music and the roar of the crowd, he says that small gesture of approval from me, and it sends a wave of genuine warmth through him. He loves this. He loves how this family operates with such fierce protection and such tender encouragement. Did you see that, folks? Barnaby calls out to the audience, gesturing dramatically toward my thumbs up. That's what I'm talking about. That's the support system that builds champions. A thumbs up from the little boss himself. Spike's chest swells with obvious pride when he hears my quiet praise. He catches the tiny dinosaur's eye and gives a slow, deliberate nod, his expression softening for just a split second before the compare fire returns to his gaze. All right, all right. Let's not get too comfortable with the riches just yet. Barnaby's voice sharpens, snapping everyone back into the game. He spins between the two podiums, his cape whipping through the air like a teal shadow. We have two treasures left to uncover in this chest, and the double down energy is reaching a fever pitch. The studio lights shift again, this time pulsing between deep gold and a fiery orange, matching the intensity of the situation. The music drops to a low, driving bass line that makes every heartbeat feel synchronized with the rhythm. Question number three for the double down. Barnaby announces, his voice commanding attention. He moves to the center stage, his claws poised over the imaginary line between the two contenders. We asked 100 creatures, name something you might find in a treasure chest that would make someone's day. The countdown timer appears on the screen once more, the numbers going ominously red. 10, 9, 8. Barnaby's tail switches with anticipation, his eyes darting between Spike's coiled muscles and Rexy's focused stance. 3, 2, 1. Buzz! Alright, guys. This is when I see a timer for the countdown again. I don't say anything, but I just inhaling watch Rexy and Spike continue smiling. Barnaby can feel the electricity crackling in the air. He glances over at me and sees that steady, intense smile. The smile of a tiny spectator who is completely invested in the spectacle. Barnaby finds himself wanting to perform even better to make this moment as legendary as the family deserves. Arrgh. Oh, it's Rexy. Tears' reflexes are proven to be absolutely monstrous. He's playing like his life depends on it. His claw slamming the button with enough force to send a shockwave through the podium. Rexy has the buzz! Barnaby shouts, leaning forward, his entire body angled toward the young predator. The music swells into a dramatic, brassy crescendo that makes the audience lean forward in their seats. All right, Rexy, you're on a roll. The chest is nearly empty, the stakes are doubled, and you're hunting for glory. What's the third treasure? Rexy's breathing is slightly heavy from the adrenaline, but his voice comes out crisp and clear. Pearls and precious gems. Barnaby throws his head back with a theatrical laugh, spinning on one foot before pointing dramatically at Rexy. Pearls and precious gems. Classic. Timeless. Absolutely dazzling. Barnaby turns to the board with theatrical flair, his tail whipping behind him as he gestures for the reveal. Let's see if the treasure hunters got it right. The board goes into overdrive. The spinning lights are a blur of crimson and gold, the mechanical whirring sound amplified by the studio speakers, building tension to a breaking point. Ding, 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 hey! Number 3, Pearls and Gems. 20 points, Barney crows. I just called him. No, screw Barney. Barney is a flippin' mother fricker. That's what he is. Barnaby, though, is cute. Barnaby crows, throwing his arms wide. The confetti cans from earlier seem to echo in the spirit of the moment as the audience erupts. And with the double down bonus, that's another 40 points added to the family's massive mountain of points. Barnaby checks the tally. The numbers are absolutely staggering now. The family has gone from a strong start to a complete domination of the game. Folks, we are witnessing history in the making. Barnaby announces to the camera, then turns back to the family with a grin that shows off his sharp teeth in the most friendly way possible. One answer left. Just one more treasure in that chest to complete the set. One more answer to secure the legendary status of this family. The music drops to a single pulsing heartbeat rhythm. The lights dim until only the podiums and the scoreboard are illuminated in a stark, dramatic glow. Barnaby moves between Spike and Rexy one last time. his voice dropping to an intense, gravelly whisper. This is it. The final treasure. The last chance to sweep the board. He glanced at Trenton, then back to the boys. Who's going to finish the job? Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. As I hear Barnaby say this and look at me, I give him a bright smile before looking at that almost clear board, before turning back to Spike and Rexy. Come on, sweethearts. You're so close to clearing the board again. Barnaby catches that bright smile from me, and for a split second the theatrical host disappears, replaced by a Croconaw who is genuinely moved by the pure, unadulterated joy of the little dinosaur. He returns the smile, a real one, not the practiced grin he gives the cameras before snapping back into his professional persona with a dramatic spin that sends his bow tie fluttering. You heard the champion, Barnaby roars, his voice echoing through the studio as he pumps his fist. One more answer to complete the set. One more treasure to claim the legendary status. Spike and Rancy look at each other, then they look at me. The encouragement from their little boss acts like liquid fire in their veins. Spike's claws hover millimeters above the button, instead of lashing the floor with extreme power, while Rancy's eyes are narrowed to slits of pure concentration. The tension in the room is so thick you could carve it with a scalpel. The audience holds its collective breath. Even the studio crew seems to be frozen in place. Barnaby moves to the center of the stage, his silhouette cast large against the glowing crimson backdrop. He raises both hands, palms facing each other as if holding the very fate of the game between them. This is it, folks. The final question of the double down round. Barnaby's voice drops to a husky, thrilling register. We asked 100 creatures. Name something you might find in a treasure chest that would make someone's day. The countdown timer appears on the screen, pulsing like a heartbeat. The red glow reflects off Spike's scales and Ritzy's teeth. 10, 9, 8. Barbie's tail tip twitches. He can put energy for me. Spike and Ritzy all converging in a single moment. 3, 2, 1. Buzz! Alright, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys. After I see the timer counting down, I continue to watch and listen for what Spike or Ritzy comes up with as the last potential answer. Barnaby's eyes are darting back and forth like lightning between the two contenders. The studio lights have narrowed down to two sharp spotlights that follow the movement of the two predators. The audience is so silent you could hear a pin drop on the marshland floor. Arrgh. It's Spike. The Fragger's reflexes are uncanny. He's been waiting for this moment like a hunter stalking prey. He slams his claw down, and the sound echoes through the hushed studio like a thunderclap. Spike has the buzz! Barnaby shouts, his voice cracking with genuine excitement. He moves towards Spike, leaning in close, his own tail swishing with a restrainer energy. This is it, Spike. The final treasure. The last piece of the puzzle. One answer left to clear the board and cement this family's legacy in the Creature Feud Hall of Fame. Is there really only 2 rounds? Spike takes a deep breath, his chest expanding, his eyes fixated on Barnaby with absolute certainty. There's no hesitation. He knows this is for Trin. That's very cute. A map to more treasure. You guys won't believe this. During the pause that I did a while ago, I was thinking in my head something like that. I was thinking in my head something like that. I was really thinking about a treasure map being in the chest, but I was more thinking it as like a slap in the face because it's like you find a treasure chest, what do you find in it? A flipping treasure map. That's cool and all, but what's the point of having a treasure chest for a treasure map? You know what I mean? Like, why would be a treasure map inside a treasure chest? You think the treasure would be inside that treasure chest? Anyway, Spike declares, his voice booming with pride. Barnaby freezes. He holds the pose for 3 full seconds, looking at the audience with an expression of exaggerated suspense. Then he throws his arms toward the ceiling. A map to more treasure! Barnaby screamed, turning to the scoreboard. The ultimate prize! The promise of endless adventure! Let's see if our 100 creatures were feeling adventurous enough. The scoreboard doesn't just whir this time. It sounds like it's accelerating toward escape velocity. The gold and crimson light strobe in a frenzy, music reaching a crescendo that makes the very air vibrate with triumph. Oh my gosh, he got it. Ding, ding, ding! A treasure map. 15 points! Barnaby crows, spinning in a full circle, his patterned bow tie catching the light. And with the double down bonus, that's another 30 points added to your total. Barnaby checks the scoreboard one last time, then spins toward me, Rexy, and Spike with a grin that could light up the entire Mars. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have ourselves some board clearers. The double down round is complete, and this family has not only survived, they have conquered. The audience erupts into a standing ovation. Music swells into a triumphant victory theme. Barnaby walks over to me, lowering his voice so only the little dinosaur can hear over the noise, his tone warm and genuinely impressed. You did it, Trenton. Your family just put on one of the greatest shows this dude's ever seen. Let's do at least one more real quickly. Alright, guys. This is when I see Barnaby walk over to me and say that. I just nod my tiny head and say quietly to him, Yeah, I'm very proud of them. I knew they would do great. Honestly, you've been nothing but a joy, Barnaby. Besides my sweet pawn and creature family, you're another one of the reasons I've been smiling so much. You also do really good as a host. Barnaby freezes mid-stride. For the first time in his entire professional career, the theatrical Croconaw is caught completely off guard. The sharp-witted, quick-tongued host finds himself momentarily speechless. He has been praised by legendary trainers, cheered by massive crowds, and applauded by countless stars, but coming from someone as pure and earnest as me, the compliment lands differently. It doesn't feel like applause, it was a genuine connection. The flashy studio lights seem to soften around him. He lowers his microphone, letting it hang at his side, and for a moment the host of Creature Feud persona slips away entirely. His expression shifts from theatrical bravado to something deeply vulnerable and touched. His tail gives one slow, gentle wag against the stage floor. Ah, Barnaby starts, his voice wasting its usual performative projection. It's soft, sincere, and almost husky. Well, I thank you, Trenton. Truly. He clears his throat, trying to regain his composure, but the warm smile that spreads across his muzzle is genuine and unguarded. He leans down just a little closer to the tiny dinosaur, ignoring the cameras that are undoubtedly trying to capture this tender moment for the broadcast. That means more to me than any trophy or any high score on that board, he admits softly, his eyes bright with appreciation. You have a remarkable spirit, little one. Most people come here looking for the glory or the points, but you come here with nothing but love for your family. That's the real magic of the show. He straightens up, regaining his charismatic posture, but there's a new spark in his eyes, a genuine fondness. He glances over at Spike and Rexy, who are still basking in her victory, then back to me. And if I've helped keep that smile on your face, Barnaby's grin returns, sharper now but infinitely warmer, then I've done my job better than any host in history. Suddenly he snaps his fingers, and the dramatic victory music swells back up, re-energizing the room. He spins toward the audience, raising his mic high to reclaim the stage, though he throws one last contritional wink toward me. But don't think we're done celebrating yet, folks. Barnaby's voice booms with renewed theatrical power. The double down is over. The board is cleared, and this family's on a rampage towards victory. Stay tuned, because the next round's going to be even more legendary. So there is more, but I'm stopping here anyway. I ain't gonna lie, that was actually pretty fun. Chrono legit had me smiling and laughing nearly the entire video because he's been so cute. I'm definitely done, but that was really fun. Now I've got to run. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night. Bye bye, everyone.